talk about barrel culture and the overall effect that it has on our economy. And an economy, by definition, is the wealth and resources of a country or region, especially in the terms of production and consumption of goods and services. As Jamaicans, we and many other developing countries have this unhealthy habit of getting goods from foreign countries and sending them back home, even though some of these goods can be purchased locally. Yes, it's a useful habit for things that aren't produced locally, I get it, but this practice is also detrimental for those things that we can buy down the street. Products such as rice, oil, flour, toothpaste, and other common commodities being shipped from overseas give a small ease to our pockets, but a larger negative effect to our overall economy and cost of living, something that we really choose not to pay attention to. We are stopping the flow of money in our own ecosystem. With the overall decrease in sales of these items, shop owners have to increase the prices of the few that they actually get to sell and possibly lay off workers just to keep the business going. With less workers at the local supermarket, you'll have less orders at the local cook shop down the road, causing them to have to sell at higher prices and possibly cut staff as well. Less people locally with work means that they'll have people spending more time at home, and tasks like cutting the yard, which while they were working they paid someone to do, they will now do themselves, and that's even if they choose to do it. Now the local whack-a-man is out of work and the cycle continues to trickle down. Less people on the road means less work for taxis and longer wait times, as taxi men tend to wait until their car is full to leave the bus park. With less people out and about making money, the local rum bar has to consider closing up shop because of the lack of customers stopping by after work. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. There's a dangerous thing that happens when you constantly give to someone without expecting them to earn it, and it's called dependency. Robert Lupton said that when you give to a person one time, you create gratitude. You give to them a second time, you create an expectation. You give to them a third time, and you create entitlement. And when you give to them a fourth time, you create dependency. Dependency is a dangerous trait to create because it dehumanizes the giver in the eyes of the receiver. Once a person becomes dependent, they no longer think of what they can offer to the situation. They just know what they want and they know where they can get it. So while the giver begins to question if the receiver sees them as a person or just a walking ATM machine to give them cash whenever they want it. People who are dependent on others very rarely look at the burden that they're causing to the other person. They're just in survival mode. They need what they need, and nothing else matters besides meeting that need. Barrel culture also creates a godlike complex in the minds of the people sending the barrel, which is also dangerous. They look at themselves as the saviors, like without their contribution, the persons or people receiving the barrel would not be able to go on or live without them. They feel like they are solving the problem when they're actually adding to the issue, and they rather enjoy that godlike praise in the moment than really try to solve the overall problems that are facing Jamaica. Now, I'm not saying that barrels don't have their place and shouldn't be a part of our culture. After all, we're an island nation, and importation and exportation is a big, important part of our economy, but it isn't the only part. We have to make sure that what we are bringing in doesn't hurt us in the long run.